Hello students, how are you doing? We are expecting that you are enjoying your studies at home. Please, we continue for the time being. We are affected by lockdown. Dear student, today in this lecture we will be studying about another form of business organization, that is going to be the partnership. Partnership has emerged as an alternate to the sole tradership because the sole tradership still suffer with some of the serious shortcomings like scarcity of resources, manager talents, problem of appearance at multiple sales points or multiple locations, and temporary existence which is affected by death, insolvency or leniency of its owner. Now we will be studying about partnership. Partnership can be defined as when two or more persons join hands to establish a lawful business and decide to share its profit and losses, whatever will be the result at the end of period or for the time being they are in partnership, and use collective managerial ability for its success is called partnership. Various scholars have defined partnership in their own words, like Dr. Shubin said, two or more individuals may form partnership by making an agreement which can be written or oral, stating that they are collectively assuming full responsibility for the conduct of business. Section 4 of Partnership Act 1932 states that partnership is a relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business which is carried on by all or for any of them acting for all. It means Partnership Act states just basic conditions which are to be fulfilled for establishing a partnership form of business organization, like it specifies minimum number of members but does not have any mention about maximum number of members. It states that the only economic activities that is established for the profit motive having two or more persons and having agreement, that means contractual relationship between them, can be specified as partnership. When we will be discussing about feature, we will understand about it in more depth. Here the features have classified into two categories: statutory figures, that means legal figures, and journal figures. The first statutory figure is the number of partner. In order to call a business entity as partnership, it must have minimum 2 members and maximum, according to section 464 of Companies Act, there can be 100 members, but this number has been delimited by Rule 2004, Rule number 10. In India, presently, there cannot be more than 50 members in a partnership firm. You know, this limit can be extended up to 100 if Government of India intend to do so. But presently, if we are having more than 50 members in a firm, that will be considered as illegal. It would be not considered as partnership, rather association of persons for the time being. It does not get itself registered under Companies Act 2013 or any other relevant business entity act. The second feature is that existence of business. Marriage joint ownership into a property does not make an economic activity as partnership business. For that purpose, we must use jointly owned property for conduction of business, that means either production of goods and services and for selling them for earning profit. Then contractual relationship. It is going to be an agreement which can be written or oral. Partnership Act does not make it compulsory that it must be in written form called partnership deed. In order to be valid, it must comply all the conditions that are being laid in the Indian Contract Act 1872. There is exception given under section 30 of Partnership Act 1932 that minor can be involved or included or admitted into partnership provided he will have share only in the profit. He will not be responsible for any kind of loss. For the time being, he is the partner. Then talking about profit motive and sharing of profit. Yes, we have seen that marriage joint ownership does not make any economic activity as partnership. We must use for production of goods and services and their buying and selling. Besides, we must have profit motive. If we are having joint ownership using it for the productive activities but still not having profit making our objective, or even we are having profit making objective but the profits are not shared among all the members, in that case it will not be called as partnership. For making it partnership, joint ownership, conduction of some productive activities for earning profit, and that profit must be shared. Ratio may be vary as per the agreement, but some part of profit must goes in the pocket of each of the member. Then we are having mutual agency. That means agent and principal relationship. Partners are owner as well as agent or servant of the partnership firm. A partner can be obliged or he can be bound for the act of other partners, so the other partners can also be obliged for the act of any of the partners. Then general features, liability. The liability under general partnership, all the partners are having unlimited liability. That means their private properties always remain subjected to the debt of partnership firm. But in case we are having specific partnership or limited liability partnership registered under Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, one of the partner must have unlimited liability, other members may have limited liability to the extent of amount invested by them or guarantee extended by them to the partnership firm. Then existence. Partnership firm does not have any separate existence from legal perspective from its business. Partners are collectively called partnership firm and individually they are called partner. They are one and same. If you are showing a single partner, that means you are showing collectively all the partners in partnership firm as well. Then utmost good faith. It is the relationship of utmost good faith trust. That is why partners should not conceal any fact that may have significant bearing on the operations of business entity. If they make any decision, enter into an agreement with a third party on the behalf of partnership firm, they have to reveal everything. Decisions are also made with mutual consent or mutual agreement. A single partner cannot make a decision, and if he has made decisions for the partnership firm, he has to reveal this decision with others partners so that they can have same amount of trust which they had at the time of entering into partnership agreement. Then we are having restriction on transfer of interest. Yes, no partner is authorized to transfer his ownership or his title to the partnership firm assets without consent of rest of the partners. If he want to sell his stake in the partnership firm, he must obtain the consent of other partners as well as the consent of third parties, creditors, lenders, etc. in order to get rid of the liabilities that they have extended to the partnership firm. Then here we are having form of partnership. Here on the basis of features we can have 6 kind of partnerships. General partnership and specific partnership on the basis of liability. In case of general partnership, all the partners to have unlimited liabilities, but in specific kind of partnership, at least one partner must have unlimited liabilities, other may have limited liabilities. That means liability limited to the extent what they have invested in the firm. That means amount invested by them in the partnership firm assets. Then partnership at will and partnership particular. Partnership at will means the partnership which can be dissolved altogether by giving a written notice to rest of the partners by any partner. And partnership for particular purpose means the partnership which has been established for attainment of a particular purpose, for specific adventure or for a particular period of time. As the period ends, objectives attained or adventure ends, partnership get dissolved itself. But before that, no partner has right to give up his interest into it. Then we are having legal and as well as illegal partnership. So, you know, legality and illegality depend on several things like purpose. On the basis of purpose, we cannot form a partnership for conducting some illegal business as per the law of land. That means for smuggling, for human trafficking, no partnership can be formed. It can be formed for the public policy. That means we must conduct some kind of business activities which is going to be well-being in the well-being of all the masses of the country. Then on the basis of number of partners, partnership must have minimum 2 members and at max presently there can be 50 members. If number exceed, then it becomes illegal, and if number becomes less than 2, it also becomes illegal, but time limit is allowed to the partners left that he can invite another body to be as a partner. These are called legal and illegal partnership. I am sure that you have enjoyed this lecture. If you like our content, then you should subscribe and share this video with your classmates. In our next video, we will be talking about types of partners, advantages and limitations of partnership firms. Till then, have goodbye, good time, stay safe, stay home.